Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm here with the miserable liberal and Ron Placone.
I'm miserable.
Howdy, howdy, Jimmy.
So everybody's got their Bush in a knot. I mean, George Bush. Over the White House Correspondents Dinner. Now, let's remember what the White House Correspondents Dinner is. It's when the powerful get together with the people who are supposed to hold the powerful accountable, and they blow each other, okay? So that's what that is. So when a comedian can come in and upset their apple cart, that's awesome, amazing, and fantastic. And here's the person we're talking about, and I'm going to show you the parts that people got upset about. Okay, so there's a lot of people pretending that the jokes that she did were offensive and not the way that the media actually covers events, not their access journalism, the way they push war. They're doing it right now. They're pushing war. And what everybody's upset about was that she called them all a bunch of fakers and liars. And they're pretending that they're upset that she made fun of a woman's looks when she didn't. Well, here we go. You tell me. We're going to play some of it. Let's do it.
Paul Ryan also couldn't make it. Of course, he's already been circumcised. Unfortunately, while they were down there, they also took his balls. Yeah, bye, Paul. Great acting, though, in that video.
Look at Jake Tapper, uncomfortable. Oh, she just said something untoward. Oh, you see it? You see him?
I might want to book him again. Ha! I'm offended.
What a jerk. Here we go. What an idiot.
Now, Republicans are easy to make fun of. You know, it's like shooting fish in a Chris Christie.
Now that's funny. Now that's about Chris Christie's appearance. Nobody's bringing that up.
Nope, no one's bringing that
Why?
one up.
Because everybody makes Chris Christie's appearance jokes. That's why. Everybody. David Letterman, Seth Meyers, Conan the Barbarian. They all make fun of Chris Christie's. What did I say?
You said Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, I meant the Conan the late night guy. His name is Conan.
Yeah, no, I know.
It is Conan.
It is Conan.
It's funny.
So, yeah, it's funny. Here we go. Now, what's going to be even funnier is that after she makes this joke, the C-SPAN camera waits about one more joke, and then they put the camera on Chris Christie, and you'll never believe what he's doing. So she just made fun of him. She just made fun of him because of his largesse. Mm-hmm. Put it that way. And here we go.
I also want to make fun of Democrats. Democrats are harder to make fun of because you guys don't do anything.
So there's Chris Christie. He got a laugh out of that one. And how does he reward himself for a nice laugh? With a little spoonful of ice cream. Come on! He's literally eating ice cream as she's making fun of him. And I think, by the way, I think he's okay with it. I think Chris Christie's okay with it. I think he looks like he's having a good time and laughing.
Totally.
He doesn't seem like he's pinched and uptight about it. So tip of the hat to Chris Christie. He's not sitting there like Jake Tapper or like Trump did when Obama was making fun of him, right? So I'm actually showing you this for two reasons. A, the irony of the thing is hilarious, right?
Oh, yeah.
The timing of him eating and the camera and the joke. That's just like one of those, what do they call that's called, what do they call it on a movie set stuff? Found comedy.
Oh, okay.
And so I watched it again. This is fucking awesome. Watch, here we go.
People think you might...
There it is.
People think you might...
There it is. Now that's ice cream, right?
It looks like it.
Nobody eats a spoon like that and then
Flip the house
upside down
this
it. Look at
November,
it.
but you guys always find a way to mess it up. You're
So now that kind of overshadowed the jokes she's making about the Democrats, which are great jokes. She's really nailing them for being vacuous and empty and having nothing to give to people because they're bought. She doesn't say it's because they're bought, but she just talks about the result of them being bought, which is they don't do anything and they offer nothing to anyone.
But you guys always find find a way to mess it up.
The Democrats.
You're somehow going to lose by 12 points to a guy named Jeff Pedophile Nazi Doctor. Oh, he's a doctor. We should definitely talk.
I mean, that's just fantastic. That's fantastic. Oh, he's a doctor. That was the part that really got me. Oh, he's a doctor.
The women in the Trump administration. There's Kellyanne Conway. Man, she has the perfect last name for what she does. Conway. It's like if my name was Michelle Jokes Frizzy Hair Small Tits. You guys gotta stop putting Kellyanne on your shows.
So here's the part. So now I'm gonna venture a guess. This is the part that really upsets them. It's this joke, and then I'll show you the other jokes that really upset them, and not the jokes they're pretending upset them. So this is going to be one of those jokes that actually lands because she takes the legs right out from underneath the news media or the establishment press. And watch how she does it. Definitely does
Well, I
it.
was just going to add, it was smart timing, too, because she took a dig at herself first.
Yes, first
Because she knew, she's like, I'm going for the jugular next, so I'm going to make fun of myself first.
Yes,
then
very
I'm going
smart.
For it.
That's always smart. Jay Leno taught me that when he was in the late 80s. It's true, actually. Anyway, here we go.
You guys gotta stop putting Kellyanne on your shows. All she does is lie. If you don't give her a platform, she has nowhere to lie.
And there was a few people starting to applaud, and I just wish she would have let it sit there for a while, but she keeps going, right? So she kind of goes over it, which I was like, oh, just let it sit there. But she didn't. She had some more jokes to get to, and so good for her. But you can hear some people, there's Jonathan Carl. Look at all these fucking douchebags up on. It's unbelievable. What are you guys doing? Congratulating yourself that you're friends with people in power and you don't hold them accountable? Is that what you guys are there? What is the point of this dinner? Right? They're supposed to be celebrating free speech. Randy Credico got up and yelled, hey, how about we should all be on trying to save Julian Assange, and they threw him out. We're going to have Randy on as soon as this, hopefully today. So here we go. Let's go back.
Like that old saying, if a tree falls in the woods, how do we get Kellyanne under that tree? I'm not suggesting she gets hurt, just stuck. Stuck under a tree.
She's very funny. Her delivery really is good, too. Normally, I would chastise a comedian for giggling at their own jokes, but the way she does it actually enhances the joke, right? So she breaks a rule, and because she's talented, she does it in a way that's artistic. So good for her. And like when she goes, he's a doctor. That's funny. And right now, what she just did is,
Incidentally, a tree falls in the woods is Scott Pruitt's definition of porn. Yeah, we all have our kinks. There's also, of course, Ivanka.
Was that Kellyanne Conway?
Yes, it sure
so that was
was.
Kellyanne Conway. Yeah. Why are you going to a roast if you're not going to bring your sense of humor with you? You know what just makes you look stupid, right? Remember how dumb Trump looked when Obama was hitting him with those jokes, and instead of enjoying them, just laugh at yourself. It doesn't take much to laugh at yourself. Just go, got me. Just laugh.
I'm with you.
Okay.
She was supposed to be an advocate for women, but it turns out she's about as helpful to women as an empty box of tampons.
Who's she talking about?
Ivanka.
She's
Ivanka.
done nothing to satisfy women. So I guess, like father, like daughter.
Oh, so she's talking about Ivanka, saying she's about as useful. Remember when she was supposed to be helpful with? Oh, that's great. Another great joke. Like father, like daughter.
Oh, you don't think he's good in bed. Come on. She does clean up nice, though. Ivanka cleans up nice. She's the diaper genie of the administration. On the outside, she looks sleek, but the inside, it's still full of shit. And of course, we have Sarah Huckabee Sanders. We are graced with Sarah's presence tonight.
So here it comes. So this is the part everyone's being fake upset about. Here we go.
I have to say, I'm a little starstruck. I love you as Aunt Lydia on The Handmaid's Tale.
She looks like she's having a good time.
So she looks like she's having a blast. And so now that's funny I don't watch that show. So I thought to myself, oh, she's just making fun of her because that whoever that character is on that show must be a horrible person, right?
Yes,
Really
yes.
mean and right. Do you watch that show?
I'm
Ron?
not familiar with the show either, unfortunately.
So we're gonna come back to that insult or joke insult, which was I think a good one. We'll come back to it.
Mike Pence, if you haven't seen it, you would love it. Every time Sarah steps up to the podium, I get excited because I'm not really sure what we're going to get. You know, a press briefing, a bunch of lies, or divided into softball teams. It's shirts and skins, and this time don't be such a little bitch, Jim Acosta.
So now some people said that she was making fun of her appearance, saying she looks like a softball coach. But I think she was making fun of her demeanor with Jim Acosta.
Yes.
That was famous. They had a big showdown, and she's again. I'm going to have to side with the comedian on this one and call bullshit. That was. But I can see how some people would maybe think that because the first time I heard it, it's like, oh, she's calling her a softball coach. But on second viewing, no, she's literally, the joke is about her riff with Jim Acosta and the way she runs the briefing room. And that's what this joke is about, Ron.
And also going back to the other thing, even though, none of us are familiar with the show, when I Googled it, the first thing that came up, that Handmaid's Tale joke at the White House Correspondents Dinner was not a slam on Sarah Sanders' looks. And it goes on to explain how it's actually about what the character Aunt Lydia is all about.
What is go ahead, tell me what the character Aunt Lydia is all about.
Aunt Lydia, one of the darkest characters on contemporary television.
Okay, there you go. Keep going.
And though the Aunt Lydia joke was sharp, it was not a reference to Sanders' looks, unless you think Ann Dowd, who plays the character, is unattractive. She's not. The Aunt Lydia jab was a direct reference to how Sanders is used by a tool by Trump and arguably the entire patriarchy to keep women down.
Bam. So there you go. So that's 0 for 2.
You mean it's deeper than just her appearance? That it actually is like highlighting this woman has... Come on. Sarah is in a position of power and influence every single day. And the first time I saw this clip, Jimmy said, what do you think? And I'm like, I don't feel like she's slamming her or calling into question other than she's saying she's a ball buster. That's what I saw. It was all tone.
And in a dark, like what Juan just read, one of the darker characters on television. Yeah. All right, here we go.
I actually really like Sarah. I think she's very resourceful. Like, she burns facts, and then she uses that ash to create a perfect smoky eye.
So that's the joke that people are saying was sexist about her looks. No, she said perfect smoky eye. So if you try to twist that, you can, but that's what you're doing. And anybody who's not a bought piece of it can see right through that was a joke about her burning facts, not a joke about her appearance whatsoever. In fact, if it was anything about her appearance, it was about how nice her eyes look. So that's a big fail. Again,
it would not be a big deal if all Sarah had to do was start laughing. Why did all these people have to be like so like
right? Oh my God!
Jeez,
you called her a liar.
Take a break already.
You're not allowed in Washington D.C. You're not allowed to call liars liars. Just so you know that. Tom Brokaw would say that she overreaches. He would call it an overreach. I would call it an overreach around, Tom. That's literally what Tom Brokaw calls it when they lie. He says they overreached. Because if you start calling people liars in Washington, you'll do it all day long. Here's another liar. Here's this guy's lying. You want to hear the lie he said?
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's lies. It's probably lies. And I'm never really sure what to call Sarah Huckabee Sanders. You know, is it Sarah Sanders? Is it Sarah Huckabee Sanders? Is it Cousin Huckabee? Is it Auntie Huckabee Sanders? Like, what's Uncle Tom but for white women who disappoint other white women? I know.
That's what they're upset about. That's what they're upset about. The truth revealed in a joke. That's what they're really upset about. Here we go.
It's Uncle Tom, but for white women who disappoint other white women. Oh, I know, Aunt Coulter. We've got our friends at CNN here. Welcome, guys. It's great to have you. You guys love breaking news, and you did it. You broke it.
That was my favorite joke.
Good work.
Good work. Good work. So now let's see who. So this must be the CNN table. Do you see anybody?
Oh, I see it. Okay, I can see the emblem now too. Yeah, it's that.
Oh.
Yeah. See,
That's the CNN
man. That was
table.
a real Where's Waldo thing
this
we
guy
just did
kinda
there.
kind of has his hand over his mouth. I don't really recognize any of those people at that CNN table, but here we go.
The most useful information on CNN is when Anthony Bourdain tells me where to eat noodles. Fox News is here, so you know what that means, ladies. Cover your drinks. Seriously. People want me to make fun of Sean Hannity tonight, but I cannot do that. This dinner's for journalists. We've got MSNBC here. MSNBC's new slogan is, "This is who we are." Guys, it's not a good slogan. "This is who we are" is what your mom thinks the sad show on NBC is called. Did you watch This Is Who We Are this week? Someone left on a crock pot and everyone died. I watch Morning Joe every morning. We now know that Mika and Joe are engaged. Congratulations, you guys.
Here comes the joke that really pissed off Morning Mika. This is the joke. Morning Mika's been tweeting about solidarity with Sarah Huckabee
sure. Here we
Sanders.
go.
This is the joke that she's really upset about. And again, she's on television news person, so she's a phony and a liar, and so she pretends that she's upset about the smoky eye joke when she's really upset about the truth, which is this.
I watch Morning Joe every morning. We now know that Mika and Joe are engaged. Congratulations, you guys. It's like when a Me Too works out.
So now that joke means what the joke that we've always made on this show about if you watch Morning Joe, it looks less like a news show and more like a hostage situation or a domestic abuse situation, right? We've all made those jokes because Joe's obviously got the personality of a dry drunk, and you know, and so that's what it looks like to everybody. So that's the joke she's making,
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And she did it. She updated it perfectly. Good for her. That's funny.
We also, Rachel Maddow, we cannot forget about Rachel Maddow. She is the Peter Pan of MSNBC. But instead of never growing up, she never gets to the point. Watching Rachel Maddow is like going to Target. You went in for milk, but you left with shampoo, candles, and the entire history of the Byzantine Empire. I didn't need this. And of course, Megyn Kelly. What would I do without Megyn Kelly? You know, probably be more proud of women. Megyn Kelly got paid $23 million by NBC. Then NBC didn't let Megyn go to the Winter Olympics. Why not? She's so white, cold, and expensive, she might as well be the Winter Olympics. And by the way, Megyn, Santa's black. The weird old guy going through your chimney was Bill O'Reilly. You might want to put a flu on it or something. There's a lot of print media here. There's a ton of you guys, but I'm not going to go after print media tonight because it's illegal to attack an endangered species. Buy newspapers. There's a ton of news right now. A lot is going on, and we have all these 24-hour news networks, and we could be covering everything. But instead, we're covering like 3 topics. Every hour, it's Trump, Russia, Hillary, and a panel of 4 people that remind you why you don't go home for Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Milk comes from nuts now, all because of the gays. You guys are obsessed with Trump. Did you used to date?
So all this is what pissed them off. She's telling the truth. And here's the one that really stuck it to them. Ready? Here's the one that really stuck it to them.
Trump. Did you used to date him? Because you pretend like you hate him, but I think you love him.
So she's talking to the press. Did you guys used to date Trump? Because you pretend like you hate him, but I think you love him. And
I think what no one in this room wants to admit is that Trump has helped all of you. He couldn't sell steaks or vodka or water or college or ties or Eric. But he has helped you. He's helped you sell your papers and your books and your TV. You helped create this monster, and now you're profiting off of him. And if you're gonna profit off of Trump...
So that's Jeff Weaver, who was a guest on our show that day, Saturday. He just applauded that. He's applauding her saying that, and this is the joke that made everyone hate her. This is the joke that everyone's pretending isn't the thing that's the problem. This is the joke that's the problem. She told everybody on national TV that you are profiting off Trump. You propped him up, you made Trump, and now you're making billions of dollars off him, and you pretend to not like him, but you love him. And that's what they hated, that she just outed them. And Jeff Weaver applauded that.
And your books and your TV. You helped create this monster, and now you're profiting off of him. And if you're gonna profit off of Trump, you should at least give him some money because he doesn't have any. Trump.
So that's also funny. I just wish you would have let it, again, it's just my own personal thing. I wish you would have just let it sit there. And you're now profiting off him. Now just let it sit there. Just let it sit there and sit there and sit there. And then, but of course, she went for the joke, which is smarter. I have an agenda. I don't think she does. And so she just went for the joke, which was probably smarter, and she got it. She nailed it.
So broke. He grabs pussies because he thinks there might be loose change in them. All right, like an immigrant who was brought here by his parents and didn't do anything wrong. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Good night. Flint still doesn't have clean water.
Now there's she did very well. That's a room full of douchebags and tuxedos, and she killed it. So, and you hear people applauding, and the only people who are upset now are establishment media people. Well, first of all, it's funny that they had a problem with that. Here's what the press doesn't have a problem with. You want to see the jokes they don't have a problem with? Here's the jokes they don't have a problem with.
Those weapons of mass destruction got to be somewhere.
So this is a guy who just lied us into a war, an illegal war where we're going to kill hundreds of thousands, displace millions, kill people, kill kids and babies and grandmas, kill them, drag them out of their house, kill them, kill them in their house, bomb them. He did that. He's a war criminal, and he's laughing about it. And guess what the press did? They laughed about it too. They went right along. Let me see if anybody got so disgusted they wanted to walk out. Let's see. You want to see if anybody got so disgusted they wanted to walk out?
Those weapons of mass destruction got to be somewhere. Nope, no weapons over there.
Not only do they laugh, it then morphs into applause. Oh, you tricked us all into a war. He tricked us all into a war, and he'll never have to pay a price for killing people illegally. He'll never have to pay a price for being a mass murderer. He'll never have to pay a price for murdering people en masse, illegally, and lying us into it. Oh, you beat us. Ah, you did it. That's the stuff those people think is funny. And they're doing it again right now. They're cheering on war. From who? A guy they claim is a maniac. And they want them to do more war. They want them to do war in Syria. They want them to do war in Iran. They want them to do war in Africa. They want them to do war in Afghanistan. They want them to do a lot more war. That's what they cheer. You want to hear it?
Maybe under here.
You know that reason I gave you for going to war? We realized it was bullshit. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Yes. Yes, they think that's what's funny to them. So now you know that these people are pieces of it. And that's why we have a show. Our next live Jimmy Dore show is July 1st in Portland, Oregon. There's a link for tickets for all of our live shows right there. And if you can remember, please take a moment to make sure you're subscribed to the show. It only takes a second. You probably think you're subscribed, but you probably aren't. Just make sure you're subscribed. Click that bell so they send you a notice when we drop a video. Otherwise, they won't tell you. And if you become a premium member or a Patreon, we give you hours of bonus material every week. And we do a live chat every Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific time where you can ask us questions and we'll answer them. Plus, we're on Steam It. We're steaming it right now.